Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I almost say good evening because we normally do presentations in the evening, but it's a beautiful Saturday here in Cape Town. Good afternoon to everybody in the house. I trust that you are all well. Just like Miss Noori, I am everywhere, although it's still in Cape Town, but Miss Noori is somewhere in the world, living her best life. In fact, I spoke to Miss Noori and I said, "Look, I will be at at a birthday party, but I will have to run out and be probably in the car so that I can attend the presentation." There is nothing that can stop you when you have a dream, guys. There's nothing that can stop you when you can see an opportunity before you, and you're like, that is the vehicle that will take me to my destiny. And I believe with all my heart, life wave, this is it. So today we are being hosted again by the beautiful Lebo all the way from the Free State in Kwakwa. And we've been doing some business, back and forth years ago until I approached her again with the Life Wave. And she first gave me a thumbs down and now she gave me a thumbs up. And now she's hosting for the second time. And I mean, like, she's overtaking everybody. And I'm so blessed to have you in our team. I know what you are capable of, and I'm sure that what you have done before, you're gonna 10x it, and to God be the glory. And I know you can see the vision. You can see that there's so much to be done, and you are just coming in with so much fire. Miss Noori and I will constantly speak about you, and so just to say we appreciate you, and well done again to your second relaunch, basically. So, Miss Lebo, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Thank you so much for hosting us once again, and yeah, say a little bit about yourself, and then you can give it over to Miss Noori, who is the best business presenter. I would say the way she explained, the business, the product, and I think it's mostly the product. She just knock everybody, out of the park. So thank you again, Miss Noori, for being with us. Lebo, over to you.
Thank you so much, Coach Isaac. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for sparing your things and showing up again. For those who are coming for the second time and for those who are coming for the first time, thank you so much for honoring the invitation. I'm Lebo Mokhele. I am in Kwakwa, Free State, and I am so blessed to be coached by one of the best, Coach Isaac, because he never, ever give ups on me. And he is practically family. He has been coaching me even in the previous businesses that we done together. And I was telling some of the people that I hear that had I not been under Coach Isaac's wing, I don't think you would know about this business because some of these things they are gate kept. Some of this life-changing information, because if you can know based on if you know like how the business when the business has been here in South Africa and how long it has been operating globally, you will realize that if I had not been under Coach Isaac's team or inner cycle, I would not have known about this information, meaning even to get to you, it would have taken even longer. So I'm really grateful, Coach Isaac. Thank you so much. Do not give up on me. And I know that I'm about to do you proud. And today, family, we are about to learn a lot about health, our health, and how our body fights for itself. But I do not want to much into the detail because we have in our midst a special guest in our midst, a seasoned health professional. So I'm not qualified to be talking about this, but she is. She is a three-star director, Miss Noori, and I think I love her name because she will actually tell us about her name, but it usually basically means my light. So she will tell us because like right now this information is light basically. So she will tell us much more. Miss Nuri, thank you so much. I know that you are traveling, you are busy, but I appreciate you for showing up and for my team and just for gracing us with your presence. I know that you are the best. We are so grateful that you could spare our time. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lebo. I'm so inspired by you and Isaac. What awesome energy because we're out with a vision, a mission, and a passion, and you can see it's screaming out through the screen already. So I'm so honored to be a part of that. And yes, my name is Noori, and it means my light. And I am a health professional. I've also been a radio and TV presenter on health for over 20 years. I've had my own successful health company in South Africa that currently has about 60,000 likes on its Facebook page, and done quite a few other things, from being a nutritionist to a self-development coach, an emotional stress expert on the biological effects of emotional stress on the body. And the interesting reason why I'm here is because when I was in my 50s, in my menopause, I got something called menopausal arthritis, and that gave life to the health company that I created that went on to be a tremendous success in South Africa. And then, of course, I hit the age of 60 and everything started to change again. And I found myself highly challenged. And up to the age of 64, with brain fog, chronic fatigue, joint pain, neck pain, frozen shoulder, sciatica, dry eye, and just being sick and tired of being sick and tired, whether it was sinusitis or something or the other. And on top of which, I had weeping psoriasis on the back of my skull, and that was driving me insane. So when a colleague of mine, Merle Westcott, phoned me, she was telling me about the patches. And because I'd been so long in health and always looking for the next best thing, that I didn't quite believe what she was telling me. And I decided I'm going to research it for 9 months. That was the worst thing I could have done, because I kept on trying to talk myself out of it. And eventually, when I did put the X39 on, which is like the patch you see on the front here, then in 3 days, after 4 years of no success and everything getting worse, my psoriasis actually dried up. And this was such a shock to me, because I actually didn't expect the patches to work. And they come with a 30-day money back guarantee. So I thought, never mind, I'll probably just ask for my money back. So I was of very little faith. I didn't believe in it at all. And it was only the proof that actually showed me that this was something big. And when I saw the company LifeWave and the fact it's in 100 countries, it's about to turn over $1 billion this year. It's got 90 clinical trials and over 250 patents. The scientist behind it just won Entrepreneur of the Year award. And at a scientific level, we've just won the Biotech Award for research in stem cells. And so this is you in the right place at the right time. So you're both blessed to either know Isaac or Lebo, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. And you only get to hear about this if somebody that you know is sharing it with you. And in most cases, they've used it or shared it with somebody that they knew, and they know that it works, and they know that this is it. Because you're going to find out that, especially once you hit 60, there are things happening in the body that you need to know about. Otherwise, your graph for getting old is not looking good. And even if you're 30, your graph for getting old is not looking good when you hear about what we're going to tell you. And if you look at your parents today, your aunts, your uncles that are 50 and 60 and 70 and maybe 90, their graph is not looking good. So we're here to make the graph go up instead of down, so you can grow younger whilst you live longer. And that is the intention. So we're talking about regenerative health, and we're talking about longevity, and we're also talking about age reversal. So let's get started with the presentation. I'm just going to share my screen. And to start with, you just put it on properly. There we are. So the company is LifeWave. And is that, you can see it clearly, Lebo? Is that okay?
Yes, it is clear.
Lovely. So LifeWave is the science that works for you and a business that's built around you. Now, isn't that curious? Don't you want to know more already? So LifeWave has already been around for 22 years, and we're going to learn about what it's been up to in those 22 years and how it's been quietly coming up with this innovative technology which is now really taking the world by storm, because the world is ready for biohacking, is ready for regenerative health, it's ready for age reversal, it's ready for frequency healing, it's ready for phototherapy, it's ready for working with copper peptides. These are all the buzzwords that you're hearing on social media. But LifeWave is right at the top, being #1 in everything that I just said. So anything else that you've heard about, you can put all that knowledge together and see how it actually comes in such an easy task of putting a patch on a skin. You don't have to travel anywhere, no injection, no tablet, no weekly visits, no traveling to China to see if you can get stem cell therapy, nothing like that. You just stick a patch on when you wake up in the morning. So why are you here? This is a great question. Are you looking for more income? Do you like direct sailing? Did your friend drag you along? Would you just like to be more healthy? Would you like to be part of a community that's learning and growing about regenerative health and how to reverse aging? So wherever you come in, you can fit in. But what you end up doing is being the light and spreading the light. And this is what we're here to do today. So our vision is to live long, live well, and live young. So my age is going to be 67 this year, but recently I tested my biological age and it's actually around 57. But if you ask me how I feel, then I'll tell you I'm more like 47. But when I was 64 and I started patching 2 years ago, then if you asked me how old do I feel, I would have told you 74. So this is miraculous because my life has completely changed. And instead of waking up and feeling miserable with myself, I'm waking up and looking at how many people I can help and how many lives I can touch, move, and inspire. If you want to live a life like that, you're in the right place at the right time, and I'm here to show you how. So we want to learn about this through a video. So I'm going to start it.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
Now, that is extremely fascinating. And what we're going to be having a look at further is what happens when you actually tap into the body's own intelligence and you harness the light within it, known as phototherapy light, and you're able to elevate something in the body called photobiomodulation. And this is going to be a part of the presentation today, just to give you an insight into the future, which is right here now. So the founder of LifeWave is actually Dr. David Smith, because he actually is a PhD scientist. And Dr. David Smith is the founder from 2004. And LifeWave itself has its headquarters in Utah in the United States. It's certified and has the production plant in Galway in Ireland. It's active in over 75 countries. It's coming up to 100 countries now. And in 2024 had a revenue of about $550 million with more than 700,000 brand partners, also known as affiliate marketers, with over 700 corporate employees. But to date, this year, 2026, we are on target to turn over $1 billion. So who is David Schmidt? He's the founder and owner of LifeWave, as well as the CEO. That in itself is a unique combination, being that he's also the scientist, innovator, and inventor. David Schmidt actually holds over 200 issued patents, with many more pending. I think it's coming up to 250 now, and specializing in stem cell therapy and age reversal. So that makes him even more unique. So this man is one of a kind. There's actually no one to compare him with. He's one of the leading experts in the field of phototherapy research and technology. And phototherapy, by the way, has already been had 5,000 papers written on it, and 400 by Dr. Hamlin from Harvard University. And so what that research has shown is innately we are made of light. And when we tap into that light, commonly known as the infrared light, like you see the red light in the incubator for the premature baby, that light, once tapped into, has the ability to switch on the divine intelligence in our bodies that came with us when we were conceived, that made us as we are today. So LifeWave itself was launched in 2004 with a patch known as Energy Enhancer, but this evening's focus is on the X39, which was actually launched in 2020. And Energy Enhancer was initially developed for the US Navy so that they could actually stay awake for up to 36 hours. And believe it or not, the Navy SEALs still use the Energy Enhancer patches today, 22 years later. That already tells you something about the company as well as the patches. So we are an award-winning company. And these are only some of the accolades. There's too many to mention. But one of the very big ones is actually the Breakthrough Biotech Award, where we won the award for being recognized for our breakthrough in stem cell innovation. And this is absolutely huge, because if you look at the world today and how they are talking about biotechnology, what we're talking about here is that X39 and LifeWave are #1 in the field of biotechnology. This means, first of all, that the patches are a technology. They're not a product, a tablet, an injection, or no ingredient going into the body. And secondly, that they're biotechnology working innately with the divine intelligence of the body, not telling the body what to do, but allowing the body to use its own intelligence. Now, the Bravo Growth Award, also given out by the Direct Selling News organization, has actually for the 3rd year now awarded the #1 award to LifeWave. So that's the Bravo Growth Award for growth and making a difference in the world as a direct selling company. And also to be included in the top 5,000 fastest growth companies, and one of the fastest growing private companies at the moment at a rate of about 3,000%. So what is our technology all about? Well, when you put the patch on, what happens is that your body emits heat in the form of an infrared light, and the patches trap this infrared light and reflect it back in particular wavelengths through the skin. This signals the body to produce health benefits unique to each LifeWave patch. And the primary thing that it does is to elevate something called copper peptide GHKCU. And this is so important. You'll see all over the internet at the moment, everybody's talking about copper peptide, but they're talking about you injecting it, swallowing it, or doing something else. But your body has it innately. It's just that as you age, then the body is not elevating the production of that copper peptide. And so therefore your body is degenerating, which means it's rapidly aging. So this technology allows the elevation of that, which results in regeneration of the body, which results in age reversal. So this is actually the secret behind all of this, because we're switching on the light to activate age reversal through regenerative health, where each and every one of our 70 trillion cells is now being repaired. So instead of diagnosing a disease, we focus on the dis-ease and the damage, and then we go into the body with this technology, much as you would go into a derelict house and go, oh, the wiring, the electricity, the plumbing, everything needs fixing. And so the house starts to be repaired, but you don't give everything a name. You don't say, oh, let me call the crack something and let me call the mold something else. You just get on with the job and you repair what needs fixing. So this is what the intelligence of your body is doing. That intelligence created you. That intelligence knows how to repair you. So how does it actually work? Well, step one is you put the patch on the skin, and the X39 is worn at the back of the neck on the C7, where you see that the bone is slightly protruding. But it can also be worn where there's pain. It can be worn where there's a wound, for example, or maybe you've got a very sore knee and it's inflamed. You could put it there. And so you're activating the body heat, and the patch reflects wavelengths of light in the infrared spectrum known as photobiomodulation. And these specific wavelengths of light stimulate nerves that produce a biochemical response in the body, which ultimately activates healing and age reversal. So it's mind-boggling, guys. But at the end of the day, you stick a patch on and everybody's experience is unique. Because at the moment, I'm only telling you the science, but the proof is always in the pudding. And what we don't have a shortage of is people with results, people with testimonials, people with mind-boggling reversals of diseases from every single kind of disease you can imagine. And so it's a real breakthrough in new age technology and healthcare, as well as self-care. So our products is the simplicity of a patch to harness your body's natural energy. And all you have to do is put the patch on and you'll be the light, and the light will be switched on. So what are the experiences as we go forward? Well, it supports improvement in strength and stamina. How many of us today find that we don't have that strength and stamina? Even running up and down the stairs can be a problem. Number one, you may not be able to run up and down. And number two, if you do, then you've got no stamina and you're exhausted. And supporting an active lifestyle, because we want energy. If we're exercising, we want to see improvement. And if we have mobility issues, we want to see that we're getting stronger. And so therefore, it will help you to stay more consistent with your routines, to support a healthy looking appearance. So you'll actually start to look younger as you grow older, to support natural energy and vitality, which includes a good night's sleep, because if you don't sleep well, you won't heal well. And to support focus and daily clarity. How many of us today have brain fog and poor memory, dementia, Alzheimer's, bipolar, ADHD, autism? Or it's been found also that it helps to restore balance in the brain and to improve brain coherence, to improve heart health, to increase the production of collagen. So these are all age reversal experiences that we can witness that are happening in our body, and we can feel the difference, because these patches, well, the real result of them is how do they make you feel? That's what everybody wants to know. Now, we also have LifeWave product overviews of the different patches that you saw a brief glimpse of. And ordinarily, we always start with X39. And then later on down the line, we can look at maybe using some of the other patches. But primarily, 90% of the people on the planet that are patching only use X39. So when we get started or we're introducing this to other people, we focus on X39 first. So we stand by our products. Why? How do we do that? With our quality control. If anything goes wrong with the quality, then the patches are, you don't even have to return them, they just get replaced. If there's anything wrong with the delivery, or you don't receive them, or they're damaged, again, they'll be replaced. On top of which, if you are signing on as a customer, where you go on a subscription to receive it every month, you get up to 90 days for a money-back guarantee. And if you want to become an affiliate member, where you could get paid for giving a referral, and those dollars that you start earning can even help you get your patches for free, then there's different ways that you can join. But there you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, this is important that LifeWave has to give a disclaimer because we don't say we're treating, curing, or diagnosing anything. And we do need to tell you to consult with a physician. But like I'm a nutritionist, your physician could also be an acupuncturist. You just need to ask somebody that's able to advise you. And then from there, what you do is you look at the ways in which you could actually become a part of LifeWave. But before we do that, what I'd like to do is just to go back and stop sharing for a moment. If I can find where that is, there we are. And there we go. I think that's right. Let's just see. Okay, I don't know why it's not giving me the full screen now. Let's just, maybe that's why. Okay. Nope, can't. Excuse me, but there we are. Found you all. I lost you. Wonderful. Okay, so who do we have with us today that would like to share? Isaac, would you like to kick off?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Actually, most of the partner, the people that are here are first-time guests, which is absolutely outstanding. Once again, congrats, partner Lebo. That's the way to go. And obviously, my journey with the Lifeway started when I actually met Miss Noori through my brother, who he was also suffering from so much pain on his leg that he had an operation, I think some 8 years ago. And after that, obviously, his life just never been the same. And then I kind of developed lower back pain because of my work. I sit a lot. And so then Miss Noori spoke to him, I think it was on a Friday, and then he signed up immediately. Actually, he got like the premium package. Obviously, he bought it for the entire house. And the Saturday, obviously, he had on patches on, and then Sunday as well. Then Monday, when he came to the office, he's like, "Dude, you need to check this out. You need to check this out." And to cut the story short, he gave me Miss Noori's call or cell phone number. I called Miss Noori immediately. Actually, the next day, Miss Noori came to my office and we had a little chat. And then I'm like, look, I need to put my funds together. And I think 3 days after that, I got my sleeves or my package, and I started patching from there. For those in my team or in our WhatsApp group that have been there for a while, I literally I was able to give them updates as from day one. From day one, I think from day two, I said, guys, out of 100, my pain, I think, is like 80%. I literally cannot put my foot on the ground and I don't feel that much of pinches in my lower back, in my legs. And then by day 10, my pain was literally gone. I hope to still find my my update that I was giving to you guys in our WhatsApp group, and that was just the end of it. And obviously, and then I went on the Zoom, and then people were talking about the hair and blah blah blah, and the hair loss and all of that. But actually, it didn't really click. But I started patching my wife because of her her rests. She said that at a very young age, her mom used to ask her to knead a dough for bread, and actually that it so happened that actually she had her wrist damaged so much so that I didn't understand why when I would close a Coke, she wouldn't be able to open it. And especially in the morning, I used to notice that she would literally drop things on the floor. And I would actually be upset, like, sweetie, you need to start exercising or something like that, not knowing that actually she had more problems, in her wrist. And then I started patching her as well. 4 days after that, she's like, I can actually drive properly. I don't have no more pains in my joints. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? She said, like, no, I can tell you I have no pain. So 3 weeks went by. Now, 2 years prior to that, she was actually losing her hair. Like literally, she would go into the shower, and as she shower, the hair would literally be on the floor. So much so that actually even this morning she said, you know what, I need to tell your brother to say thank you for sharing these patches with you, that eventually it came to me, because then my hair, she was getting depressed. The hair for a woman is your crown. And 3 weeks after she started patching, she noticed that her hair was firm again, and it was not falling anymore. I got so excited that actually I added another, sleeve of X39 for her. I'm like, take. Please make sure that every day you have on one. And then recently we had a presentation at our house. I think we had about 25 people at home, and then partner Ezra spoke about his one of the benefits was that he doesn't necessarily need glasses anymore. And then my wife went like, where are my glasses? And I look at her, I'm like, where are your glasses? For the past 4 months, my wife hasn't used her glass, so much so that she actually found her glasses under the side of her. You ladies have this mirror stand on. It was under that cupboard. Like she was sweeping there, because she actually was saying, "No, this lady like to come and help us. She doesn't really get to the corners. Let me get into the corners." There with a broom, she pulled out her glass full of dust. I was like, this is crazy. For the past 5 months, you haven't noticed that you actually didn't need glass. She completely forgot that actually she used glasses. And that was just for me too much. And obviously we have so many testimonial in our team, that it's mind blowing, literally, guys. So thank you, Miss Noori, for the opportunity again. We are rocking this. Like I always say, it has passed beyond business, but for me now it has become a ministry, where we have partners who like partner Richard, his wife has brain cancer. For the doctor to say that we can see that actually the tumor is no longer growing for the past two scans, and we can actually see that the tumor is no longer growing, we need to stop the chemotherapy. One of his downline started patching his father, who had a leg amputation this week. They just came in, guys. They just came in time, because the father actually was gonna lose his leg this weekend. So last week when they went to the doctor, they like, oops, you don't need to. Your legs is healing. We don't need to cut off your leg. In fact, at our office, Miss Noori, when you come again, I'll show you a lady that late last year, she actually lost her leg because she's diabetic, and I don't know what happened. She had some sores, and she just couldn't heal. And the doctor, they said, look, you're gonna have to lose one of your leg. And that was gone. And if I had this opportunity before, if I had known this before, like partner Lebo said, this business has been in South Africa for about 4 years, around the world for 22 years. You can just think about how many people have lost lives that probably just a patch would have saved their lives. Man, it's crazy. I'm done. Thank you, Miss Noori. Thank you. Before I cry again.
Thank you so much. That was a great share, Isaac. And at the end of the day, this is a heartfelt business, because when you're putting people's lights on, then you actually get to see that divine light working from the inside out. And you can say, oh, my hair is better and my skin is better, but the body is working from the inside out. It did a lot more to your body before it got to your skin and your hair. That's just an outer reflection. So this is we're not forcing the body. We're not telling it what to do. I have so many examples from so many people, whether it's dementia, people getting their memory back, Alzheimer's starting to live normal lives, psoriasis disappearing, people coming off their medications. It's very interesting as well that in America, Robert Kennedy has actually told the doctors that he wants to start giving them benefits for taking patients off medication. And in the meantime, by the way, Robert Kennedy also is patched. I don't know if you knew that. And he's advocating frequency healing, phototherapy, and all that with the people that in the health department of the United States. And so what has happened is that the patches of LifeWave got classified by the FDA as a medical device. So when I went to America and I attended one of their conferences there with 5,000 delegates and doctors and scientists talking on the stage for 3 days, I was very happy to meet so many doctors that were actually attending, and they had had their patients on the patches for up to 12 months. And so the patients would come into the rooms and the doctor would say, I want you on X39 for the next 12 months. Please go to my receptionist. She'll register you so that you can receive the patches every month from the courier. And every 3 months, I want you to come back and we're going to have a look at your results. And then the doctors would come to the conferences and they'd tell us what happened to their patients over that 6 to 12 months and whether or not they continued after that as well. So the science is there, and the new age revolution that is happening so fast, because so far up until today, primarily we have a sickness care system. We don't have a healthcare system. The new age revolution, which is known as biohacking, frequency healing, phototherapy, GHKCU, this is not even alternative. It's not herbal. This is a new age breakthrough in technology using biotechnology to tap into the innate intelligence that the body came with as it was conceived. So you came with 50 trillion cells and 1 trillion stem cells. By the time you got to 30, 50% of them were dormant. That means they fell asleep. They didn't die. By the time you got to 60, most of them were dormant. So this means that the average 70-year-old or over that breaks a hip, do you know that 70% of them die of a broken hip? Who in this audience today knows of somebody who died of a broken hip? Because sadly, it's quite common. So never mind the people that you love and care about, but you could also be one of those statistics. So we have to look at healthcare and self-care. This is a revolution in self-care because you are actually helping yourself to heal yourself using the intelligence that was divinely gifted to you. So this is what makes this unique. There isn't anything like it on the planet. If you want to go somewhere for phototherapy treatment, you've got to go lie on a bed, maybe travel long distance, maybe go back once a week and pay a lot of money. Here, you wake up every morning, you stick a patch on, you're going to work, you're doing what you're doing, you're looking after the children, you're going to the gym, you're taking a walk on the beach, but the patch is still working. So this is autonomous healing. You don't have to make an effort. The effort is to stick the patch on. So if you can manage to stick a patch on, you're in the right place at the right time. So I'm going to go back now to sharing my screen to finish off how you can actually obtain these patches. And so let's go back to the presentation. I just need to, yeah, there we are. That's great. And let's put that over in the corner. So we have 3 ways that you can join LifeWave. The first way is you can just simply buy them. So you'd get them for $149 if you bought them. Everything is in dollars because we're in 100 countries. So whenever you buy, it converts to the country that you're in. And the fact that it's in 100 countries, for right now, for example, we could have people from 5 different countries on this call, and each one of you can go on an order in whichever country you're in. All you need is the link of the person who invited you to this meeting. Now, if you come in as a retail customer or what we call a preferred customer, that's where you get a 90-day money back. The preferred customer means that you ordered a minimum of 3 months and then you get it at wholesale at 30% discount. So now instead of paying $150, you're going to pay $100. And that will be delivered to you every month. And then it will go on an auto ship. So every month the order gets repeated and your card gets swiped. But at any time, if you want to cancel it or you want to add other patches onto your order, you will have your own account to be able to do that. And of course, don't forget you've got your 90-day money back guarantee. Now, if you would like to for example, earn 3 months of the X39 in one order, so you save on 2 delivery fees, and have your own affiliate link so you can go back in and order at wholesale whenever you want to, instead of being forced to receive them every month. Then you can become a brand partner. And on top of which, you can get paid for talking because you get a link for free that enables you to be an affiliate. An affiliate marketer is somebody who earns commission for giving a referral. So ultimately, you get paid for talking. And that commission that you earn will be in dollars. And those dollars initially can be used to buy your patches. So now every month you don't have to think, oh, how am I going to afford my patches? Because you've given a few referrals out, you've earned back dollars in return, and now your referrals are paying for your patches, so you're getting them for free. For coaching, for training, for having a website, for having access to a full compensation plan, all of that is available to you once you become a brand partner. So what are the options to become a brand partner? Well, you can choose your enrollment kit. Remember, your membership is free. You're only paying for the patches. So you could be buying 3 sleeves of X39 or X49, or you could do a combination of the other patches, but up to the value of $300. That's your core. That's with your free affiliate link, 30-day money back, and $300, where you're paying $100 per sleeve for the X39, which is the wholesale price. For the advanced, you get 6 sleeves for $535. So your X39 now is actually $89 instead of $100. So you save $66 on the sleeves when you take out in advance because of the lower price, but you also will be saving on the delivery fee. So that's way over $100 saving just for taking out in advanced. Advanced Plus means 11 of X39 and Premium is 20 of X39, and any one of those means 11 or 20 sleeves of X39 or a combination of the others. So you can mix and match when you're placing your order up to the value of the pack that you choose. If you want to start off just by buying 1 sleeve, but you want it at wholesale, you can take out a starter kit for $25. That will give you an affiliate link. You can start earning commission with that, providing you've bought at least 1 X39 sleeve. So that's how you can come in either as just for the discount or for the occasional referral fee, or to come in and access the full compensation plan to build a fully fledged business with this. Now, the compensation plan is mind-boggling, and what you need to do to find out more is you contact the person that invites you. They then enroll you as a customer or a brand partner, and then you can still make an appointment with them so that you can physically go through the process. And when you've done that, you've become a brand partner, that's when the journey begins. The first thing is you're going to receive your patches and start using them. And then as you grow gradually, you can either just stay at the beginning where you get a product introductory bonus, or you can start growing so that you actually lead into 9 different streams of income. And, when I joined LifeWave, along with 2 or 3 of my colleagues in LifeWave, now we've got Candice, for example, she's a 2-star executive. Merle is 3-star executive. I'm 3-star director. So we all do this business full time. And at some of the higher levels of 2-star executive and above, you could be earning like $1,000 a day, but you've got to work it to get there. It doesn't fall in your lap. It's a business that you work. You can also win incentive trips. You get binary bonuses, breakthrough incentives, level earnings, business launches, and the bonuses, mentor matching, etc. pile on. So as you climb the ladder, the more and more bonuses kick into your payouts because you're actually now being paid to be a team builder. And so you could have 10 people in your team, 100 people in your team, 1,000 people in your team. And I think Mo's got over 10,000 people in her team. And she's now traveling the world, and she's got people in over 10 different countries that are growing businesses as well. So she travels the world and does roadshows, and she does presentations for them as she's traveling. She's just done a whole European tour, and right now on Monday, she's on her way back from a trip to America. And soon after that, in October, we're having a huge convention in Anaheim, and we'll have 20,000 people from around the globe attending a 3-day event with David Schmidt, PhD, on the stage, sharing the next revolution in LifeWave technology and where we are going in the future. So this is bigger than income. It's training, it's events, it's incentives. I have won 4 incentive trips since I joined LifeWave. I've been to Morocco. I won a trip in my first 3 months to Morocco, and I went to a convention in Dallas, Texas in the same year, which I paid for out of my LifeWave earnings. And I ended up traveling for a month in America while I was there. And I signed up 11 brand partners, and my trip paid for itself all the time that I was traveling. So that was incredible. I also got to be on stage at the convention in 2024 to be recognized as a director, on the same stage where David Schmidt was talking for the 3 days. And that was great because you've got 5,000 people giving you recognition. I'm at the moment, I'm in London, and on the 20th of September, I'll be presenting at the the Hilton Hotel in Paddington. And the corporate division of LifeWave will be coming over to the UK to organize and present this event. And I've been nominated to be one of their guest speakers. So if you know people in the UK, they're invited free to attend this event. You just put them in contact with me, and they go online and they register, and they can turn up on the 19th of September at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Hilton in Paddington, and they will get free access to attending that event. And I will be speaking on day 2 of that event. So what now? There's the question. What now? So what we want to do is to start patching and become the product of the product. So use the product, share your story, duplicate the process, start leveraging it, and the tools are available, the training is available, and we have a ready-built, duplicatable system so that you don't feel that you've got to be exhausted with educating and training. You just tap into a system where we duplicate as new people come in. LifeWave is the primary patch that we recommend. We always start people on X39. It's our flagship product with the greatest overall wellness effects to wake up those dormant stem cells and start regenerative health. It's easy to explain, it's easy to apply, and it's the best way to start your business and the best practice approach, which is duplicatable. And it's also the ones that doctors mostly use for putting their patients on subscription. So join LifeWave and be the light. And thank you for joining today. It's really been an honor to be with you all. And now that I've stopped sharing, and I'm going to stop recording. There we are, and we can come back to the room. And whether you'd like to talk to me in the chat or unmute, but I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear your feedback. And anything you'd like to ask me, if you're thinking of joining, if you've got a particular health problem, if you're worried about your mother or your father, here's your chance to ask. So I've got here my friend's grandmother fell and broke her hip and went for an op, and then she died. So there's Nixon actually shared that story, which is very, very heartbreaking, because the point here is that we can prevent the hip from breaking in the first place. Because when you are regenerating the production of collagen in the body, you are strengthening the bones, you're reversing osteoporosis, you're reversing arthritis. We don't say that as a claim, we tell you what the body is actually doing. Now, there's another one here from Isaac. It says, Linda's mum died of hip pain. She didn't make it to the date of the replacement. Now, if you can imagine yourself lying in bed with a broken hip, You won't even be able to move a millimeter without screaming with pain. And now you want to go to toilet, and now you want to bath, and you can't walk, and you can't do anything. This is not something you would wish on anybody, not your worst enemy, not anybody. So we need to wake up to the fact that our bodies are busy falling apart from the age of 30. How many of you are 40 and 50, you already got joint pain? And you get to menopause and suddenly you feel 10 years older, and you've turned 50, but suddenly you feel like 60. Now you turn 60, now you feel like 70. What are you going to do different to get a different result? Well, the answers are here. And I'm looking at you. I'm going to be 67. Can you see my wrinkles? No? Can you see my hair? My hair is actually going back to its natural color, having been completely gray and brittle. And my cellulite disappeared, my stretch marks disappeared. If I exercise, my muscles tone up faster. My eyesight is improved. I had very, very bad dry eye and very sore joints, because when you turn 50, your body doesn't produce hyaluronic acid anymore, which is a natural moisturizer for the eyes, for the skin to look young and supple, and for the joints so they don't feel like there's bones rubbing on bone, because the cushion in the cartilage requires hyaluronic acid to give it that cushion effect, so it doesn't feel like the joints are rubbing. So all of these things, that's why I can run up and down stairs again. Before, I used to be frightened to get on and off, in and out of a vehicle. At one time, I bought a 4x4 because I couldn't get in and out of a car. That's a good excuse to buy a 4x4, but I'd rather have a better excuse, right? So, what is it that you want? Do you want to grow younger while you're growing older? Are you on 20 tablets a day and you're wondering what the side effects are going to do to you? Do you know somebody who's on kidney dialysis? Because if you're on dialysis, or you're on chemotherapy, or you've got a pacemaker, or you've had 3 joint operations, it doesn't matter. Just stick a patch on. There's no side effects. There's no contraindications, because nothing goes into the body. Right? All you're doing is, like, you walk into a dark room, you switch the light on, then you switch the TV on, then you switch something else on, and all the lights go on and all the devices go on, just like the electrical circuit in your body. Everything wakes up and the organs start strengthening, the blood starts circulating. You won't believe how many people I've helped reverse their neuropathy. How many people do you know that say they got burning feet? Anybody? Anybody know the people got burning feet? You can wave at me, because it's a very, very common problem. How many people with diabetes, that their eyes are affected, their heart is affected, their kidney is affected, their circulation is affected, their virility is affected. But the men become impotent. This is all unnecessary. We got 40-year-olds becoming impotent. That's not normal. Right? So we need to wake the body up, because it shows the body's gone into rapid aging. How's your memory at 40 or 50 years old? Because if you're premature aging, you start to forget. A poor memory is a sign of premature aging. Before, I couldn't lift my arm up. I had frozen shoulder here and chronic neck pain. So if I did this, I would scream in pain. Then I would turn in the bed at night, and my neck pain and my shoulder pain would wake me up. So most nights I'm not sleeping, because every time I turn, then I get pain and then I wake up again. Now I sleep like a baby and I've got no pain, and both of my arms have got full mobility when I couldn't even lift my handbag properly. So what is it that you want? What is it that you need? Focus on, how can I be the best me that I can be? Focus on your self-care, and you'll see how you start caring for other people. Because all of us in this business, we end up being caregivers. That's what we end up doing. We care for ourselves, and then we care for others. When I wake up in the morning, I'm inspired about whose life I'm going to touch today. Who's going to share an amazing story with me today? I mean, yeah, on Wednesday, we had Rishad on the meeting, and Isaac's been on a journey with them. Isaac, would you like to share Rishad's story, because you know it better than me? Could you unmute Isaac and just share
Yeah,
Rishad's
sure.
story?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so his wife, Rashad's wife, used to work with partner Israel. And 5 months ago, when we started, actually, partner Israel knew that she was diagnosed with a brain tumor or brain cancer, and she has been talking to her about it, but she just never took note of it. And obviously, you mean that I'm just gonna put on a patch on my on my body and it's gonna help? She just dismissed it. But obviously, after everything that they have been doing, things just went down from there. Then I think she was speaking to the husband about the patient, and the husband got the phone and called partner Ezra, and he's like, I haven't heard about the patches, and my wife is only telling me now. I would like to try it, and that's how a month ago, and then he got the package. Actually, literally bought like an advanced plus, for the wife. Obviously, knowing that he was gonna patch himself as well, but obviously it was mostly for the wife. And I think an hour after she got patched, she's basically paralyzed on one side.
Wow.
So much so that she couldn't even type with her right hand, but she would actually put when you're on the sofa, there's like handles. She would then put the phone there, and then with her left hand, she would actually type. That's how when we actually went to see them for the first time. So basically, when the patches came, myself and partner Ezra, we took a drive to their house, which is a little bit far, but like Miss Noori say, you really become a caregiver. So we drove, I think I drove about 30 minutes. He drove about maybe 45 minutes. We met up there. And he said, look, from the time when I patched my wife, her right hand that was literally numb, literally started moving again.
Oh.
And she could, that's a few hours after the patch. He said that, look, she probably can't see it, but me who watch her from afar, I can see everything that is already changing. Now, because of the brain tumor, she was seeing double in each eye. So she was seeing four things at the same time. So then what the doctor said is that, look, cover up one eye so that you can at least have just one sight and see how it goes from there, because she would actually lose balance, and she fell a few times already. So on that day, we actually still found out with the one eye covered up. And then I even said, yeah, don't take this out maybe until 7 days, 7 days of patching. But I don't know what happened. The next day, day 2, she actually told the husband, actually, I want to remove this and just to see how I'm going to see. And then they took it off, and then she could see she wasn't seeing double anymore.
Wow.
She said she could see one vision, just that her vision was blurred. From day 2, when I said, don't take it off, maybe just do it after 7 days of patching. Day 2, she literally could take it off, and she could see, just one eye, one side, without her falling and going off balance. It was just amazing. So then obviously we now know partner Richard. He shared it himself to say she actually had gone through 2 scans in these 3 weeks that she has been patching. And now recently, I think a few days ago, the doctor said, look, the second last scan, we saw that your tumor is no longer growing, as we knew that it was just going to grow,
Yeah.
And then this last scan, we actually can see that there's no growth really. In fact, it's actually shrinking. And then the doctor told them, look, we're going to stop chemotherapy, put it aside, and then let's see how it goes. That was insane. That was mind blowing. We tell people, if you are on something like on tablets, if you're still drinking some 30 in the morning, 30 at night, that is 60 of them for the day, keep on going on until the doctor will say, hey, what's happening? You probably actually can take off some of this one. We don't tell people to take off, to be on off anything that the medical doctor is giving you. Keep it up, and you actually have to keep it up so that you can blow your doctor's mind to where he's going to say, I'm actually taking you off everything. I mean, for people to come off chemotherapy, that's a big thing, guys. And I thank God that actually they stopped that, because Miss Noori will tell you that chemotherapy really is to kill the bad cells, and at the same time it's killing the good cells as well. And that's why people lose weight. That's why people lose hair. People actually die from chemotherapy. That's why a lot of people, they say, look, I have cancer. I don't want to go through chemotherapy. I know a couple of people that actually rejected that, and they are alive until today.
The other thing is it destroys your collagen. That's why people lose their hair. But the hair is symbolic of how much collagen is being damaged inside the body. So the whole organ structure is actually being broken down, because all the organs are made of collagen. Like your heart is 35% collagen. And your eyes, your cornea, your retina, they're made of collagen. So you can see that even with her eyesight, that the collagen started to increase in the retina and the cornea.
Yeah, talking about the heart, she actually was told by the doctor that your heart is dropping. Apparently, it cannot drop less than 40%.
Yes.
And she was on 49%. And the doctor now were worried. So what actually caused for her heart rate to drop is the medication that she was taking that the doctor gave her. They're like, now we don't know what to do, because now when we give you this, your heart is dropping. And if it's dropped below 40 is death, So actually, I must ask them what the doctor actually say about her heart, because obviously they didn't know what to do.
Because there is research on taking 15 heart patients and monitoring them over 6 months and actually observing that their heart reversed in age over the 6 months. So, so it has been acknowledged that the heart does actually reverse in age when you activate and elevate the copper peptides. So the science that is 45 years old that was done by Dr. Pickard is to show that the copper peptide GHKCU levels determine how active the stem cells are, and therefore how able the body is to repair itself, and therefore whether or not it's going to age rapidly or it can reverse aging. So when Dr. David Smith came along with the patches and was able to show that the phototherapy light can elevate the copper peptide without an ingredient going into the body, that's what made this groundbreaking. But it was already 45 years of science, but people didn't have the answer. You see? So that elevation is from your hair growing. GHKCU copper peptide is great for hair growth. It's great for your skin. It will also rejuvenate your eyes. It will strengthen your heart. It will help reverse neuropathy. It will improve circulation. So, and the body will feel younger and it will feel stronger. And the mitochondria is the energy producing cell in the body. And you're optimizing the functioning of the mitochondria, which means you're optimizing the production of energy in the body. And with all of that, you're also calming the nervous system because you're repairing the myelin sheath. And the myelin sheath, if you like, for example, if somebody's got neuropathy, it's because their myelin sheath is either damaged or it's disappearing. So now they've got chronic nerve pain and shooting pain and like ice bricks in the feet, and but they can be ice cold and burning at the same time. When you start to reproduce collagen in the body, it repairs the myelin sheath. Now, myelin also covers the brain. So they found that people with Alzheimer's, their brain had been the brain had been damaged at the level of the myelin that covers the brain. And they also found that what damages that is the use of cholesterol medication for statins. So I have a case of a lady in Kimberley, and they were very, very busy in the church, and her husband turned 66 and he got full-blown Alzheimer's. And she's like, my husband's alive, but he's dead. Now what do I do? We were living in the community, serving everybody and working with the Lord. And now I'm just looking at this husband that looks like he's alive, but dead at the same time. And so I said, well, what actually happened? She said, well, when it started, I took him to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, of course, I've had him on statins
Yeah,
for many years.
good, good.
You okay, Isaac?
Sorry.
That's all right. So, so the doctor said, well, of course, I've had him on statins for many years. So the statins have actually caused him to have Alzheimer's. So I asked the lady, his wife, I said, are you going to sue the doctor because he just told you that you have a living dead husband with Alzheimer's because he gave you medication? So she says, no, darling. She's a sweet Afrikaner. She says, no, darling, he just charged me for the consultation.
That
It's
was
supposed to be
expensive.
charging him for manslaughter, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not allowed to say things like that. But anyway, he started patching. Now he used to sit in the chair like this, and he used to eat through a straw and not talk and not do anything the whole day except sit and sleep, right? Or lie in the bed. 3 days later, he started eating. Just after that, he starts talking. 2 weeks later, I phone her to ask her, how's your husband? She says, my fro, I can't speak to you now. I'm out shopping in the mall with my husband. From the zombie in the chair. You
The
got
one
that
who
one?
has so to state, no.
So now
Mind blown.
they're back with the church and they're living a life again. This is what patching can do for people. He
Really,
used his
really.
divine intelligence to take him back to the Lord. You see? So it's important because we're here to contribute.
Right. Yeah, there is a question in the chat
Yeah.
box.
Thank you.
How important is water intake when patching?
Who asked that
Very
question?
good,
Tabang.
very good question.
Mr.
Metabang.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
Mr.
supposed
Tabang.
to be in the presentation, and for some reason I didn't mention it. So water is your carrier. It's such an important question. You need a gold star for that question. Did you get a gold star at school? I'm sure you did. And because you know how to ask good questions. So now the water is the carrier, and that now the stem cells need to talk to each other. And your body is an electrical circuit. So in the water, you need electrolytes. Electrolytes can be your Himalaya salt, the pink salt, your coarse salt, could be coconut water, can also be electrolyte powder from the health shop. But you need that to allow the frequency of electricity to be correct in the body so that the water, whilst carrying the message from one cell to the other, has the right frequency for the messages to be received. So many people who say, oh, I think my patches aren't working, it's actually because they're not drinking water with electrolytes. So that is an absolutely important question. So yes, stick a patch on, but don't forget your water. So thank you for that. So I think we can bring the meeting to a close now. Lebo, I'd like to congratulate you for inviting everybody here today. And please, would you like to sign off, and then we'll just finish off with Isaac at the end.
Thank you so much, Miss Noori. The presentation was mind-blowing as usual. Just you really knock it out the park. And thank you so much for the testimonies as well. For everyone who was here, thank you so much for coming through. And honestly speaking, for the first time I heard about LiveWave, I did not even think about the business side. I'm only still learning about the business side because personally, I knew that I needed to be on the patch because they will tell you that life after the baby. I have a 2-year-old. They will tell you, like, life after the baby, your life, you cannot get. Don't expect your body to get back to normal. And I'm telling you, from the very first day that I wore the patch, I could already see the results because my lower back pain was gone. Even I've got like a bit of tension because like I'll be working like this, like the same way that Miss Nuru was saying, like when you're on the laptop a long time, you'll be feeling that tension and that. And then I was feeling that even I could not hold pee in for a long time because obviously after the baby, like the blood, they'll tell you like, the blood, I don't expect your bladder to be working normally. I could just always, 2 hours was long. I would have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom all the time. So for me, I did not even, I saw the opportunity only. I'm still learning about the business opportunity, but I just felt that, you know what, I need to share this. I need to be a light in people's lives. And I just saw, I found the product. Even one of the people that we were thinking of when we had the page. My mom was out there today, this morning. She went to say, like, no, I need to get this person on the page. We just found out that they have actually passed on. And can you imagine that had the patch been there earlier, we could have saved lives. So we cannot delay, we cannot gatekeep this kind of information to ourselves. Let's just go out there and be the light. And if anyone needs a three-way phone call, I know that Miss Noori or Coach Isaac will be able to help out, and just at least if you have any questions beyond these presentations, just let me know, and then I'll let Miss Noori know and Coach Isaac, and then we can deal with that. Thank you so much for coming through. I really, really appreciate you.
It's so absolutely huge what you said, and the testimonies you're coming out with already. You only stuck the patch on like 5 minutes ago, if you understand, because you hardly use them. But you reminded me of something that I didn't mention earlier, and that is that Merle and Candice that are my upline, that are now traveling the world and building a big business and doing extremely well. They both had one thing in common. When they got the patches, they swore to the person that gave them the patches, don't tell me about the business. I'm not doing the business. So if any of you listening here is saying, don't tell me about the business, I'm not doing the business, I just want the patches, good for you, because that's the best way to start. I started like that. Isaac is here today because he got a result. His wife got a result. His brother got a result. Lebo's been patching for 5 minutes. She's already feeling amazing. And she just saw the opportunity because she's got people like Isaac in her life that she knows if he says it's okay, then it's got to be good. But not everybody has that. But nevertheless, just get patched and you come back and you tell your own story. Okay, Isaac, please sign off now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Wow, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Partner Lebo, for hosting us once again, and Miss Noori for a powerful and beautiful presentation again and again and again. And to everybody that attended, thank you for coming through. It's, like Mama Linda always told us, Mama Linda was this woman that basically in my downline, but at the same time, she was my mentor. And she would mentor us. She would just baby all of us. And, even when there would be conflict, she would actually come and console us and all of those things. And one thing that, got stuck with me whenever we had a presentation, she always said, guys, remember, if you come alone, you will learn, but when you come with people, you will earn. So that's basically it, We will do the presentation so you can learn, but when you bring people to learn with you, automatically you have a double portion. You are learning and earning at the same time. And the Partner Lebo said it beautifully that even myself, the business side, don't ask me about the compensation plan. I just want to know that the patch is working. I'm leaving the compensation plan for Miss Noori or Miss Merle, But here we are. We did it again. Thank you, everybody. And again, Miss Noori, thank you for the beautiful presentation. God bless everybody. Until next time. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.